This is Radio Talk. Listen, the topic is, Johannesburg is not a real city, and I believe it's not a real city because there's too many toxic traits overwhelming the positive traits. Now we get that it's a city, a well-known, established city in the African hub, where there's land of opportunities, so they say, and a land where you can help build your family's wealth, help make your family um, exposed to all sorts of opportunities for them. But I don't believe this is a place for you to raise children. Place is toxic due to a combination of environmental and social infrastructure crisis. You know, Metaphorically speaking, this is a high stressful environment. So now, why would you want to stay in a high stressful environment? It's fear of not fitting in. It's the fear of losing out on the illusion of opportunity. It's fear to not fitting into the quote unquote the city of gold where all your dreams can come true. And like Los Angeles, Johannesburg has this fake facade that every time you come here, you will be exposed to the grandest and the highest stages of whatever field you're into. When that's not like that, there's too many capitalists, there's too many people trying to backstab each other, and there's way too many people that are fake to one another in order to gain something in return. And that doesn't provide community. Usually a city or a small town are two different factors. A small town provides community, hence the fact why it's a small town. A city provides animals in a controlled jungle, chaotic environment where stress, fear, and a lot of pain is the dominant form of energy in this stressful environment. And this is why I'm convinced that this place is not real. It's not real. It's you can call it a matrix built to keep us at a low vibrational frequency because there's just too many competition. Uh, you know, there's too many crime, decaying, extreme inequality. Water and waste. Like this is not a place for us to consider home. I mean, for me, I've grown up in this place, so it is kind of like my home. But I don't feel at home every time I'm here. Usually when I'm on holiday, I don't think about Joburg. But when I come to Joburg, the stress levels come up again. Why is that? Because Joburg is not necessarily a home environment. It's an entertainment city filled of entertainment distractions, sometimes good, sometimes bad. It's a tourist attraction. This is not a South African city. If you see how many foreigners have invaded Johannesburg and are staying in Johannesburg, Johannesburg is not nec- is not is don't doesn't even have local Johannesburg residents in the city anymore. Is mainly dominated by a lot of Jewish, a lot of African natives, and a lot of um, natives from other small cities and towns like Cape Town, East London, Durban, Northwest, Mafikeng. This is not a place where your local Joe Burger will tell you to come stay in, because usually the local Joe Burgers come here to work and go back to their original homelands to relax on holiday. Now, no one can consider this a real city. Not at all. I just think it's a jungle filled with distractions to keep you in the illusion that you are staying in a high functional and high productive society when really there's a whole bunch of slaves, whole bunch of plantations, whole bunch of hierarchies and power dynamics that are split in the dynamics of the city. I mean, you have Alexandra, you have Santon, you have Hillbrow, you have Sunninghill, you have Soweto, you have Centurion. You see, there's a split dynamic. You would say segregation still exists in this place. It really does. It really does. And this is why I'm convinced this place is not a real place. You can't make real friends in this place unless you grow up with some friends from a very young age. But when you hit the adult market and hit the working environment, everybody's just trying to feed off your energy. Everybody's just trying to build their status off of you, or you building their status off of them. But then you hide the illusion that you're networking when you're really kissing ass for a certain position that you want. Now, is that building a community, or is that just capitalizing off one another and feeding off each other to get what you want? This place is toxic for a reason, because it broods a certain personality for someone to survive. And that's what it is. You don't live in Johannesburg, you survive in Johannesburg, because Johannesburg is a place where a lot of people tend to survive. A lot of people tend to think about what are they going to eat the next day? How are they going to sleep the next day? How are we going to survive the next day? You understand what I'm saying? It's too high, too fast, and too stressful for a lot of people. That's why a lot of people who are outsiders come in here and lose themselves. They go into the wrong people, they go into the wrong friend groups, and ultimately, this is not a place for you to establish your authentic self, because there's so many masks that you have to wear to establish the things that you really desire and want in a city like this. And that's why I have this notion that Johannesburg is not a real city, it is a real life prison. Thank you for watching.